Tonight's meeting of Jamie's irresponsible side will now come to order. I just got this back yesterday. I just got it washed now. And well, I've had this washed for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Took it to a show on Monday. And it's starting to get dark here. That's a good time because now it's less balmy, 80 some degrees. But this thing, you see my other videos with it. I don't have my 4Runner. I drove this back from Westmoreland County where I keep a lot of these where I'm building my garage. But the car's clean. And I went to a upholstery shop recommended by the Toyota shop that works on this. And they're gonna do the leather upholstery. They're gonna do some like conditioning and a little deeper dive into the front seats. The first thing the one guy said was, you don't have to replace this leather. And I love to hear that because I don't want to replace the leather. Let's see what happens. We can always replace the leather as a last resort, but I don't think we need to. There's slate, like just like dryness. It was probably not moisturized enough with leather. But these, I can get this wheel wells as clean as I could, but these wheels, I found a place that did these. They did them in one day. It's just amazed. This is plastic, and my big deal was I wanted to make sure they weren't going to harm that. And there was a light bit of, marring as you would get like here on all the wheels. Nothing major. This is a very clean car, but they weren't perfect. And when you have a good, one thing with showing a car, an older car, is if you have something like this that's pretty obvious and you take care of it, they might overlook some other things on it. But the other things that they're not gonna have to overlook, the leather seat's gonna be done. There's a couple little tiny door dings in this. There's one, I don't know, I can't even see it right now, but there's like 2 on this side, maybe 1 or 2 on the other side. No rust on here. I went through, cleaned up any little touches of the paint. Actually a defect on this, just noticed. I mean, it's got 12,689 miles on it. And I got the dreaded front fender, front valence little thing. But the thing is, it's like right on this side of the PPF. So I'm gonna see if we can get a good paint guy or gal to deal with that. I'm not taking anything off on this. And if they say leave it alone, I'll leave it alone. I mean, this is a driver. These are drivers. These are cars meant to be driven, meant to be enjoyed, meant to have a lot of smiles. I mean, all of my cars should be, and they are. But, I've said this before. I think when I got this was 1990. It was a pretty banner year. These were brand new. And Chevrolet, I was a Chevy kid. My wife loved Corvettes. My uncle had Corvettes. And I was always promised a mid-engine or something really futuristic and cool. And they had the CERV Experimental Vehicle 3. And that was the one. If you take a look at that, it's kind of like, wait, they made a mid-engine car in 1990? Well, they were gonna, and they didn't. But then they finally did. And that's why I had to get one. I always said, if they made one, I'm gonna get one. They made one, I got one. But this was also the sports car. Kind of my dreams. The sporty, practical, fun. It's small. I mean, these two side by side, they're not. It's not like a tiny car, but when you see some of the, newer cars around it, it's funny to see a size comparison between a Celica and a new Vet. I mean, a new Vet, it's a big car. It's a long car. This isn't a tiny car. It looks a lot better though. If you've seen other videos of this car with the GT wheels on it that I had, that's kind of meaty rubber for a 4-cylinder economy sporty 1990 car. It handles really well. The new suspension is fun. The alignment, the tires, everything is just where it needs to be. It's not a super duper powerful car, but it's properly balanced, it's properly powered, and it's a lot of fun. I had it on some back roads today, and it's fun to drive at 35 miles, 45 miles an hour on a country road at the speed limit, but you can kind of let it go in a little more into the turns and just enjoy it. And it has a really good feel to it. This does too. It's a different experience. I mean, it's very balanced. It's very powerful. You feel like, you're a young Mike Tyson walking into the room, unless you run into a ZR1 or a Z06 or even an E-Ray. But I mean, the feeling it's fun. So if you see my plates, vanity plates, I guess, are kind of a thing. But I had, what was I driving when I started? I got tasked on social media with being the Instagram moderator for my daughter when she got Instagram about 6-7 years ago. So my wife's like, you deal with it. So I dealt with it. So I needed a screen name. I didn't want to put my name on it. I thought it was kind of silly. And so I came up with something sillier. But I'm from Jeanette. And well, I'm that. And you put them both together. People say I like to talk. I know I like to talk. So even my Instagram and YouTube handles have to be on 2 license plates. But that's my hometown, Jeanette, Pennsylvania. That's its nickname. It's always kind of a cool nickname. You had a business, you could call it the Glass City, whatever. And just together, it's kind of cool. And these of the time license plates, these 1991, I don't know. But when they went to the blue and yellow, got rid of the "You've Got a Friend in Pennsylvania," they went to 7 digits. Probably around the time this car would have been new, maybe a year after. But I like that. You could get 7 digits instead of the 6 that we were always tied to, so you could get a lot of cool stuff. So it's kind of a natural, and all my other plates are kind of interesting things. I was at a car show, big car show the other day, and people were asking me more about the license plate on this. Where'd you get it? Is that legal? No, it is not, but so be it. I got pulled over with it. They didn't give me any trouble because that's my plate. That's actually my combination of plates. So it's that. It's insured, it's licensed, it's everything you need, and the guy didn't even need, the police officer, I was doing 41 in a 45 zone, and then the next block it went to 25, and it was a speed trap, and I didn't know. I was just leaving dinner with some friends and got pulled over. My son got to see me get pulled over the first time in 15 years, and officer was friendly, I was friendly. It is what it is. But he didn't write me up for that. He didn't need my cards. He said, I see you're up to date with everything, sir. I'm not going to give you points. I'm like, well, thank you very much. But I wish he would have given me a warning, but he was fresh out of those. But anyway, so I love, ever since I got this, I leave the Targa out a lot, and it's going to be a nice stretch of weather. I'm not going to be taking this down to the show, and I'm not going to be taking that down to the show. I'm going tomorrow up to Blackout Tinning to get the 93 Celica because it's going to the Bring a Trailer display. And it'll be nice. I'm going to wash that, and I'm going to have my red, white, and blue cars all side by side. But if you see these wheels are so period correct. I thought I'd put something more modern on it, and I instantly regretted it. So getting these things restored, and that's about all I need to do. There's a couple little things under the hood, a little bit of cleaning, a couple little things to get taken care of, and then probably get a paint correction on it. And it's as clean as you're going to get a 34-year-old car. It's pretty remarkable. It's fun. It was well cared for. I try to have well cared for stuff, but I also try to enjoy it. So that's why I drove it today. Before you know it, it's going to be November, and it's going to be snowing, and we're going to be having to get our Jeeps or our 4Runners out, and that's okay. But I like this kind of weather. Spring, summer, fall. I like spring and summer better, but I'll take fall. So anyway, wanted to do a really quick thing of my long-winded explanation of why these are my 2 favorite cars that I have. My 4Runner, I love it too, and I love talking about it and sharing it, and a lot of you like it too. But there's all different aspects, and that's probably the most fortunate material possessions, is being able to have these kind of things. And like, a 4Runner is fun, but it's not as fun in some ways. It's tossing this around or tossing this around, or 57 Chrysler. They're all different. you need one tool that's going to get you pretty much anywhere in comfort, you know, reliability and everything. Yeah, it's the 4Runner, but these are just different animals, and it's fun. It's a blessing to have these cars. It's a blessing to share these cars, and it's really rewarding when they look the way they should, they run the way they should, they don't strand you. And I've had 2 problems with this, but it's got 12,000, almost 13,000 miles on it. And there are 2, and so, let's say, non-essential systems. And I'm waiting on a part to fix the second of the non-essential systems. I mean, it kind of is what it is. That thing is a very reliable supercar. I mean, it really is. It's under warranty. It drives like a dream. It's fine, but it's not perfect. I don't know what really is perfect. My new 4Runner arrived, and the rear door did not open from the inside on the back. My daughter found that out the first time we drove it. So they went and they fixed it in 10 minutes. But it happens, and that's the best factory in the world. You know, the Tahara factory. Things happen. Anyway, just checking in. Nice time of night. I'm gonna take these both around the block and then put them in the garage. I'm gonna go get its younger sibling tomorrow and get a red, white, and blue video of these cars. These 2 will sit, well, the white one will sit in the garage because I need to have it ready for Saturday morning at Bring a Trailer at Chenley Park at the Vintage Grand Prix show. So if you're down there, I mean, you'll see all kind of cars, all kind of JDM cars, all kind of foreign cars from, you know, every country, everything, all kind of domestic cars. And then, oh yeah, period sports car racing that ends in like what 50s through 60s is the newest stuff there, running through a city, right on city roads in a beautiful park. Really shows off Pittsburgh, raises money for a good cause. And if you have to go to one event in a year, it's an amazing event. You can see a car show, you can have races, you can just enjoy a stroll through the park and have fun with your family. So I'm going to be there, and hope you are. So remember, enjoy what you drive. Thanks for watching.